Aloha! Welcome to a new special series of our podcast dedicated to the Olympic Games in Tahiti. We interview for you some of the protagonists of this Olympic adventure. Today with us, representing Germany, Tim Elter. Hi Tim, welcome to the show. Where are you today?
Thanks a lot, Alessandro. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm good. I just arrived home recently and I'm in Fuerteventura on the Canary Islands, trying to let it all sink and be with my friends and family.
Fantastic. So today, of course, we are on the Olympic series. So we're going to talk about, of course, Olympics and surf. So you're living in Fuerteventura, but you represent Germany, isn't it?
Exactly. I was born and raised on Fuerteventura. I grew up here. I finished my school here, but both of my parents are German, so I was given the German passport automatically. Nowadays I don't live here anymore. I can always come back and my family is going to take care of me and I'll be welcome. But I spend most of my time in southern France, just 10 minutes from Osegor. And yeah, I've been competing for Germany ever since. As soon as there's flags involved or nationalities, I'm always under the German flag. And yeah, it's a pleasure.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Previously I had the opportunity to interview Leon Glazer, right?
Leon Glatzer, yeah.
Glatzer, sorry. German accent, Glatzer.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think he was in Puerto Rico with you guys this time, or no? Yeah.
He was, yes. Leon is the oldest on the guy's side. He was with us there. And for me, he's an important dude, 4 years ago, he was the first ever German to qualify for the Olympics. And ever since he qualified, he showed me that this is possible for a German, And ever since he qualified, I really went into training a lot. And yeah, ever since that day, my goal was to get to the Olympics. Like that was my ultimate goal. And I've spent a lot of time with him traveling and training. And I always look up to him for what he's done for the sport and for us as a teammate.
Yeah, fantastic. He's a great person too. I know he's also often in around Osegor, Biarritz.
Yes.
And great, how do they say? Once you are Olympian, you're always going to be an Olympian, right?
That's right.
It's crazy, isn't it? How do you feel?
It's a cocktail of emotions, There's so much in it. In the same moment I qualified, when I came out of the water and Fernando handed me, the golden ticket to the Olympics, it was a relief more than everything, because I was under very high pressure, especially the last day before qualifying. And, to go into heats of 25 minutes and knowing that your preparation has been of many years. For me, it was 4 years, and that these next 25 minutes could change your life and you could reach your ultimate goal as an athlete is very impressive. But the pressure and the thoughts that go to your mind are insane. Like I wasn't feeling good. I was nervous. I had the feeling that I had to puke sometimes. I didn't really eat on the last days. And the moment I came out, I just felt relief. I felt fulfilled. But also I was still a little bit in disbelief. Like I couldn't still understand that it's real. And until today, it's only been we have the 8th now. It's been 5-6 days. It's still hard to understand what has happened and what we've achieved. Not only me, but my team, family, and friends. And yeah, at times I feel super excited. Then I feel confused again. Then I feel fulfilled. At some moments, I even feel a little bit of emptiness. It's a weird mix of emotions, but overall it's just a great experience and I'm trying to soak it all in.
Okay. Why emptiness?
I cannot describe it, but I've talked to Camilla, my teammate, who's also qualified for Germany for the Olympics, and to another guy, to Andy from Team Spain. He also qualified. And they say the same. They have these weird, short episodes of emptiness where it's tough to describe, but we've achieved such a big goal and dream that seemed yet so far. And now that we've achieved it already, it's tough to embrace it and to understand. And there's a lot of people that go through the thing of, okay, I've achieved the biggest I could have achieved. The only thing that's bigger than that is an Olympic medal or even gold. What should I do now? And for me, it's straight away like, okay, I've made it this far. Now I want to have a medal. Like, for sure, I'm here for a reason, and I'm gonna get a medal. But still, at some moments, you're like questioning a lot of stuff and things that have happened, and it's tough to explain, honestly.
Yeah, it's also tough to understand because
It is.
because yeah, I mean, yeah, never been an Olympic athlete. I think I lost my chance because of the 100 kilos more than everything else. But I would feel, I would think, that in this moment of great joy, like this the event, is really fulfilling because there are a lot of
Absolutely.
things, like first of all, I don't know, like represent your country. That can be also bring, I guess a lot of pressure, yeah, and as well,
Yeah.
going there and share like a lifetime experience that only few people in the world that can really taste, like the athletes that they go into
Yeah.
the stadium and after into the campuses, or actually for the surfer it will be a little bit weird because you're gonna move all to Tahiti and there is not gonna be anybody. I mean, not like in Paris, let's say, or in France.
Yeah.
So that's a bit weird. And then all the competition, that is coming up, and where you have, of course, amazing athletes. Maybe not all of the one that we would have expected to see qualified,
Yeah.
but amazing athletes and friends as well. So it's a good.
Sure. It's crazy to see, like, if you think about the fact that these, I'm just gonna like try and explain how complex this is. Like, to this ISA Worlds, there went 55 countries, and they can take a max of 3 girls and 3 guys. And there's so many countries that have incredible surfers that couldn't even go just because the slots to be in your own team are so reduced already. So you really have a top event already in there, just within the field that you have. Because I mean, it's mostly the 3 best guys or girls from every nation, and that's huge already to be there. For me, I was not meant to be in this event. I was a first alternate.
Okay.
My first goal to achieve the like at least the Olympic qualification possibility was to get into the German team, and I was just the first alternate. And then unfortunately a teammate got injured, and then I was called up only on December 22nd, which was 2 months before the ISA Worlds. And I said, okay, I'm in. That's what I've worked for 4 years. I want to train hard and I want to get there. And then all of a sudden you're there, you represent your country, and you have so much support, but at the same time, so much pressure because you're against the best of the world and you're fighting out for 6 spots. And it's crazy.
Yeah, it's then it was destiny, it meant to be, right?
Yeah. We're athletes, and me personally, I'm not religious, and in our team, I don't think we have anyone who's religious, but we get super superstitious, or we start believing in karma. Like, some things we do. Imagine, I don't know, in our kitchen, in the place we put this bowl there, and then we didn't move it anymore. Like, okay, this bowl is here, or maybe like something like a coin fell on the floor, and like, okay, leave that cone, don't touch it anymore, because we're already in like round 7, round 8, and it's working. So like, it's not like we get religious, but we get super superstitious, and we're always like, okay, don't change a working plan, don't do anything about it, have the same breakfast, wake up at the same time, surf the same board if the conditions are similar. We like create routines, and we just try to go from A to Z, and that's what it's all about, I guess.
Okay. But in the stereotypes of the world, the Italian stereotype is that we are pizza and mandolin and pasta. The stereotype for German people is that they're very good in routine.
Oh, yes, it is. I'd say it's 3 things. It's schnitzel,
Yes.
cars, good ones,
Yeah.
and this hardworking, cold-blooded mentality of like really like working hard for something. And this last one, we've proven. I think we've really proven that we're cold-blooded. We stick to our game, and we train hard for this. And many people say, yeah, the Germans don't really have a soul. They don't really, you know, they're not this happy, this alive, but we as a German team, I think we proved the exact opposite. We're so full of life, we support each other, and we really want this, you know, it's in our blood, and we don't crack under pressure, you know, we're meant to go for it.
Yeah. But when the pressure went down a bit, and at the end of the day, there in Puerto Rico, you celebrate, right? I mean, come on. Have you thrown a party?
For sure. We partied big time. We partied the same night. It was the second last day of competition, and then it was so funny. On the last day of competition, most of the people that were out of the comp had qualified already, and all the other guys, we were all super hungover, and we were standing there like everyone was like, okay, we put the sunnies on so nobody sees how fucked up we are. And it was so funny to see the world-class elite on such an important moment, and everybody's just hungover because they partied so hard. It's so funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get back to work when the partying is over, and for sure my focus will come again. But right now it's just, I think, a moment to come home, relax for a week, party, hang with the friends, and not think about surfing or anything, you know?
Yeah. I mean, not thinking about surfing, training surfing, because we're talking.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Anyway, I think you cannot escape surf for like more than maybe a couple of hours, and yes, easily.
Yeah, I mean, I for sure have the desire to go surf. I actually said, okay, I don't want to surf for a week now, and I just checked the forecast a few minutes ago. I might, if the tide is not too low, I might go surf right after this. So that's there you go. There you see how addicted we are to our sport.
Exactly. And so when you saw Fernando Aguirre there with the golden ticket, what happened? You know, it was like you were.
It was funny because in my heat, Ramsey and Rio qualified with me, and I'd already told them in the water, like, because I was in third place, and because my first goal was to like get the enough score to qualify, and then I pedaled up to them. I was like, hey guys, we just qualified. I know we're still in the heat. We're fighting for top 10 in the world, but even if you can't block me now because you have prio over me and you have your 2 scores, I'm not gonna care. Like, you know, we reached our goal, and like I went and congratulated them. And then when I went on land and I saw Fernando, it was like everyone's happy to see him, but this time I was especially happy to see him, you know, because all the hard work he's put in the last 30 plus years to make this this sport Olympic, and the hard work he's put in to pull off ISAs, not only for surfing, but the other disciplines he's hosting too, like the para surfing ISAs and stuff. It's amazing, and he's such a great human, and he really made young athletes like me have a purpose in the sport and really fight after it, because it's, I mean, the Olympics is, in my opinion, the greatest sporting event that exists on this planet.
Of course. And again, there is like already in Tokyo was a huge responsibility. The first surfer Olympians to be there and represent the culture and the sport, but because of COVID, there was like empty land. Nobody.
Yeah, it was very sad. Yeah, I think for those who went, it still was a great experience, but I think with the fans and everything, and more people on site, it's going to be amazing in Teahupoʻo. Let's see how many people can get there, or if there's any space on land, or if they're even allowed to park the boats in the channel. But I'll for sure go to Paris either before or after the competition and just enjoy the huge fan base and try to hang with my teammates from other sports, you know, like the whole Team Germany thing. So I'm super excited about it.
That would be amazing. But tell me something, you know, because how is it organized now? You guys gonna be in the stadium during the opening ceremony, or already you will be all in Teahupoʻo?
Honestly, I don't know yet. I know that the Olympics start on the 27th, but I don't know whether we're gonna surf I think we're surfing in the first half of the Olympics, because they're 14 days, I think. We're surfing the first 7 days, but I don't know if we can walk in the stadium and then fly to Teahupoʻo and then go back. But I think actually we're gonna go to Teahupoʻo directly to train again, like a few more training sessions, and then after that, you know, we're relaxed, it's all done, and then we go to the Olympic City and everything, and enjoy our time there.
Okay. Because also a big part of being athlete is represent and carry the flag and represent.
Oh yeah, I'm a bit bummed. I think I'll not get to experience that, but still, I get the whole Olympic feeling, and yeah, get to see all my teammates compete. Like, just the other day, I was in Germany and I saw some guys prepping for the Olympic qualification in judo, and because I trained with them in the same place, and that was just like people that are contenders, and it was crazy. And it's a sport I've never seen before, and it's so crazy to live it. And I think with all the huge amount of sports you have, it's gonna be crazy and such a cool experience.
No, definitely. Yeah. Again, as we said at the beginning, one of a lifetime chance. I mean, it can happen twice.
Can happen twice.
but the next one is in California.
Yeah, it's gonna be Huntington Beach. Maybe not as good of a wave, but the venue is very likely to be Huntington Beach, and that's crazy because you have the beach and you have the whole pier. Yeah. So people are gonna be. I don't know if they will let people on the pier, but anyways, Huntington is always, we know it from the U.S. Open. It's crazy amount of people, and they just go off.
Yes, it's like the whole city and community lives around surfing, so it's just like I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Huntington Beach is Surf City, USA, so for sure the concentration of surfers and surf fans is there, definitely.
It's like, I don't know, doing the final of football World Cup in Brazil,
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. It's like the place to be. Okay. So many questions are around Olympics. Have you ever surfed Teahupo'o already? Did you surf?
No, I haven't. I've only dreamt of it.
And now it's real.
now it's real. Yeah, I was actually talking to some teammates if we should maybe do a surf trip to Teahupo'o this year, and then our team coach Didier Pitero, and like with his French accent, he's a Frenchie. He's like, but guys, why don't you just qualify for Olympics and then we go together? And then we're like, okay, let's go, And now it's crazy because we can all go with him too, and like Camilla, me, our sport psych Martin, Didier, and the physio Marie. So it's gonna be a great team, the five of us for sure.
Because if memory serves me right, I had a podcast episode with Didier maybe 1 year ago, and we were talking about Teahupo'o, and we were talking about what is important.
No way! I think maybe I listened to that one actually. I could have.
The dots.
Was it about Jobs and Olympic and the German team coaches?
Also, part of it.
I think I heard that one. I think I heard it.
And if you didn't hear that one, you can listen to it after our interview on the way.
Sure. Sure.
And I think he was telling me if because I asked this question to several surfers that surfed Teahupo'o for the Olympics. I mean, in preparation of the Olympics. Mm-hmm. He was explaining to me, like, he surfed Teahupo'o and the way that you need to position yourself and, and you have to commit. Interesting. Well, you let me know if that interview it will be helpful to you. Anyway, you can go straight to Didier. So it's like,
yeah, that's sure. I mean, I have definitely enough means around me to get information before I get there. Yeah.
But so definitely you need to be there and to try to see, to get.
Yeah, for sure. Get the feeling. I mean, it's such a crazy wave. It comes from so many 1,000 kilometers through the ocean, deep water, and then just hits this reef plate and creates like one of the king waves in the world. And yeah, it's definitely a heavy wave, but I feel confident in heavy waves. I grew up on the Canary Islands. I've been surfing barrels since I was a kid. So I'm confident that I'll have the commitment, to send it and to go for it. But I'll definitely need to get some hours of experience of, which wave is the good one and how to deal with the wave for sure.
And if you're not gonna go there, where are you gonna train? You're gonna train in Osegor? You're gonna train?
Yeah, most likely. I mean, since I live so close to Osegor, I'll definitely keep on surfing around that area when I'm not. I mean, if there's good waves on the Canaries, I'll just come to the Canaries and go with the flow a little bit. But we'll do 2 training camps with the German team in Chobes. The first one is gonna be now beginning mid of April, and then another one a few weeks after. So we're gonna go for 2 weeks twice.
How is Germany with the surfers? They're like you have a huge crowd, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Supporting you.
I mean, Germany doesn't have an ocean, but it's a crazy amount of people if you think about it. We have, I think, by now it should be 1 million surfers. It was 800,000 2 years ago, so it should be 1 million by now surfers in Germany. And man, when I qualified, the support I had behind me, it was crazy. Like, I'm getting goosebumps right now. It was crazy. And then also my home people from home, from Fuerteventura, from the Canaries, they were going off as well. So definitely a big community behind me, and I felt a lot of love, sure.
It's incredible, like how countries that have no ocean, like Germany, they transform themselves.
It's huge. It's huge for the sport. Like, if you think about it, Germany does not have an ocean, and we've had now in 2 Olympics 3 people that have qualified. Like 50% of our national team is now Olympic, you know, and it's the first time for us to not only send one surfer but a whole team, you know, like a guy and a girl, and this is like, it's history for sure. It's the first time that has happened, and I'm pretty confident it's not going to be the last time.
Yeah, of course, definitely. It's and as you said at the beginning, you were inspired by the success of Leon.
Yes.
Leon, and then he inspired you, and then you will inspire the younger.
Exactly. And Leon, he also pushed me so much over the last years, and you know, when I first started training with him, because I was in the junior team, and then I went up to the open team, you know, to train with the big guys. When I would do shit or not do things right, he would tell me, you know, and we would fight or have an argument, but never in a bad way, you know. He always wanted me to learn from it, because he just wanted my best. So yeah, he's been a big role model to me, and he's been leading me the good way for sure.
What was the best wave of your life so far?
Wow, it's different. If we think in competition terms, I have 2, and if we think in like free surf waves, I have another 2. Like, those 4 stand out to me.
Let's go as a free surf.
Okay, free surf, November 2022. Dylan Groen and Leon Glatzer. Dylan is a teammate too. We're staying at my place, and we were just surfing a lot in Osegor, and you know, was September, October, November. It's the pumping time over there. And on a very big day, I paddled out. I hadn't surfed for 3 weeks. I was in Azores on a comp they canceled, and that was in Germany. So I didn't surf for 3 weeks, and I got kind of sick, and I just came back for this swell. I rushed it, and I paddled out. It was a big day. I did not make it. And then Sam Peter, the son of Didier, he drove me out with the jet ski. And it was like proper. It was no way to make it out paddling. And he dropped me off out there. I took like one big one and dodged some bumps to get back in the peak. And then this perfect one comes, and it was, I think, 10 jet skis doing step off and only 5, 6 guys surfing. And the jet skis didn't see the wave because it came like a bit under in the rip current. And I went for it, and it was nuts. Like, it was a cave. It was absolutely huge. And then I posted that one the same day on social media, and whole surfing Europe, they were like shocked, you know. They were like, wow, like, who's this German that got just pitted in front of everybody in Osegor? And that one was crazy. The second one was just recently. I had a trip to Ireland from the 6th to 16th of January this year, just a few weeks back, because we're filming for a new surf movie that's gonna be quite big of a project. I'm filming it with my buddy, who have made a few successful surf movies already, and one of the part was going to be in Ireland. So we waited for a very good swell, and then we went. So it was him. His name is Sibas, or Sebastian Bechtel, and Manu Migueles, who's a photographer that has really helped me as a young up and coming. And we went to West Ireland. I'm not gonna tell where exactly, just because locals were so welcoming, and they don't deserve me to say their place. You know, I don't. It was crowded already, and I don't want to get it more crowded. And it was big. It was the biggest barrels I've ever seen. It was cold. It was -2 degrees outside in the morning, frozen ground, and like 8 degree water. Like it was an experience for a Canarian bird, you know. Like I had a 6 millimeter wetsuit all of a sudden and a 7.6 board, and I was just trying to get like confident with the wave because it was big. There was jet ski assists, and then one of the local legends from there, he told me to go on one, and I like just made the drop, somehow knifed the 7.6 in, and then just came in this huge cavern and then shot out in front of the cliff, and it was crazy. And Manu was in the water um filming, and we were just super excited because that wave had been a dream of ours for a few years. And then Seabass was on the cliff and he was fully going off. So that was definitely a great experience. Not just the wave I caught, but the whole trip. And that movie is gonna release, I think, in May or June. So it's a big one, and yeah, I'll keep you updated about that one.
You perfect time also for the Olympics, you know, if
For sure.
before the competition itself kicks in. And let's talk about surfboard for a second. What was your first proper surfboard? I mean, the one that you wanted to have, that maybe you bought yourself with your saving or has been gifted to you. And as a transition from that board, what you're surfing today.
As I grew up, I started like every kid on a soft top. It was actually my mom in the beginning that was pushing me in the waves from maybe 6 to 8. And then when I was 8, 7, 8, a friend of my dad gave me a board, but way too big, like a 6.0. And that was my first surfboard, which is actually here in my room on the roof.
Okay.
And then my dad took over when I did my first comp. He liked what he saw, what he did, and then from there, my dad kept moving with me, and he told me to maybe get a custom surfboard. And I still have it. Also, it was like this tiny little stick that my local shaper shaped for me, and then that's the way things kept going. I worked a lot of years with him together. His name is Julien Sicre. He's French. And even till nowadays, he shapes my step ups and my guns. You know, yeah, just very good relationship I've had with him. He's always supported me now for ages. And on the more high performance surfboard side, I started to test. I tested a lot. I tested for 2 3 years. I tested everything. I started with Axel Lorenz with Pukas. I had a Mayhem Lost. I had Poland's. I had Matas. I had Channel Islands. Sharp Eyes, Bradley's, everything. Like every dollar I'd get from my main sponsors or whoever supported me, I would invest in boards. I remember when I was 17, I had a quite good contract and I invested 10,000 in a quiver. You know, and people sometimes forget how expensive the sport is, but that was, for me to find out which brands work the best for me. And I'm a tall guy. I'm 194. And not every board works for me. It's tricky. And then I've really liked the Sharp Eyes and Bradley from Euroglass and Osagor, and it's cool for me because it's so close to where I live. It's 20 minutes with the car. And just after I qualified, I got the message that they would now sponsor me. So I'm super stoked. I think to get a board sponsor nowadays is very tough. So I'm a lucky one, and I'm super grateful that Belly made the call to put me in. And yeah, I think the boards will work great at Chope. Especially, I'll go for Bradley, and because they're solid and they're good for bigger waves. And yeah, I'll actually have to order my quiver today. Let's see if I find time.
Okay. And do you have a lucky board? I mean, this question goes back to an interview that I had with Leon as well. And as well from the beginning of our interview when you're talking about superstition, I'm not
Yeah.
do you have that board, that you need to use like
Yeah. I remember. I know Leon had this magic board for the Olympics.
Exactly.
And one of the boards he served there on the preparation, he sold to me. We called it the Olympic onion because I was still testing boards, you know, and Leon at that time I was a bit smaller and lighter, so I had the same volumes and sizes as Leon. So Leon's boards would work for me. I bought so many. The guy he sold so many boards to me. It's funny. And that one we called the Olympic onion because it was all destroyed. Like it had buckles in it. It was really ripped down, and the board was so good. The board was insane. And then for me, I've had these moments as well, for sure. I remember my first board from Pukas, from Axel, was the first time I really stepped on like a good shaper board, you know, and I did a quarterfinal in the Pro Juniors for the first time, surfing a couple of excellent scores. And then the next one was last year in May, where I won the Pro Junior in Morocco. I was on a sharp eye that was way too small for me. Like it was a joke. The board was a 5'11". Like the board just somehow seemed to work. It was just working. I wouldn't question it. And then the third and most important one is the one I just qualified with. I surfed it from the day I arrived till I qualified. So actually, I took 2 copies from Bradley, and I broke the one I wanted to use in the free surf the day before the comp. And I was like, oh no. Like, especially with how superstitious we are, I was like, oh no, no, no. And my coach told me, yeah, just take the copy. And I was like, yeah, but even copies are not the same, you know? And this board turned out to be better. So I surfed it the whole way. And wow, it's standing here. It's magic.
Then either this is the exception that confirms the rule, or
Yeah.
every time now you have to break a board before.
Oh no. This would be a waste of material and way too expensive for Bradley. I think it's the exception that makes the rule.
Exception makes the rule. Yeah, let's put it that way. But anyway, 5'11", 195 meter tall. It's the kind of proportion, you know.
In feet, I'm 6'4" and a bit, I think. So it doesn't make any sense. Now I'm surfing 6'2", and it looks good under my feet. It's 6'2" by 19 by 2/3/8, almost 30 liter because I got kind of heavy. I'm 83 kilo right now. So yeah, this is the standard size that I use, and it's working good.
Fantastic. So Tim, we're gonna finish our interview with a short Q&A session. So please ask thing that comes up.
Let's go. Quick ones.
Yeah. The best surfboard that you ever rode?
I think the first Pukas I ever got, because it was the change from local shaper to big time. Like that was maybe not the best I had, but the biggest contrast of performance and hand shaped boards.
Okay. Favorite surfer of all time?
People are gonna hate me, but it's Kelly.
Of course, come on. Why they will hate you? You know, it's Dela.
I don't know, because he's getting old and getting shrinkles, but what he's done for the sport is crazy, and his competitive mind is all time.
When there will be another 11-time world champion or 12-time world champion, then we can talk. In the goal. But it's a difficult question. Yes, a lot of things, you know, like you can say a lot of surfers. So it's
yeah, for sure.
Personal question: your favorite song or kind of music?
I listen to everything. Like I grew up on the Canaries, and they love reggaeton over here. So that was the only thing that I didn't like. But even that I like now. There's episodes where I listen to like spacey music. Then I listen to I've even listened to Mozart for a while, like techno, just mainstream hip hop, pop, everything, and even like some of these like motivational songs, like Eminem, for example, is I think one of the greatest artists in the world, to just name one guy.
Of course. Favorite surf spot, if that doesn't bring you trouble?
I love my home spot. I'll not name it, but it's on the north shore of Fuerteventura, and this spot in Ireland really opened my eyes of what's possible in matter of size of a barrel. Like that was crazy.
Favorite shaper of all time?
My local shaper. He's done so much. He's done he's done so much for me, but not only the effort and time he's put into me, but the good relationship I have with him. Maybe he cannot compete in the mass of like amount of boards of production with and the performance of a big brand like, you know, Bradley, Euroglass, Pukas, you name him. But the things he has done for me and the project we have attempted and the trust I have in his solid boards, like in his big wave boards and step ups, I think that's in a crucial moment, it could save your life to really trust in your equipment and your boards. So I have a great relationship with him, and yeah, so I'll say him for sure.
And the last question is a little bit unusual. Don't ask me why I came up with this question because I don't remember. I'd like to know your best relationship advice.
Oh my God. We're getting emotional
Anyway,
here.
it can be a romantic relationship, it can be friends, it can be colleagues,
Family.
whatever you like.
I think communication. Communication is very important with everyone, whether it's romantic, friends, or family, because if there's no miscommunication, you're more likely to be honest. You talk about things, you know what's going on in other people's minds. And the second one is trust, but trust doesn't work without good communication, and the rest is going to come itself. If you trust people and communicate well, you'll learn to love, you'll accept things, and you can go through good and hard times. So that would be my advice.
Definitely. Thank you, Tim, for being on the show with me today. And I look forward to talk to you very soon. And let's see Olympic Games, how do it turn out. And that's it. You know, we will stay tuned.
Thanks a lot, Alessandro. I'm happy to be in this Olympic series, and it was a pleasure.
Ciao. Bye-bye. Take care.
Ciao.
Hi, it's me again. I hope you enjoyed our today's episode. If you want to know more about us, please follow www.thetempoofsurf.com and all our social media. Mahalo!